Good day all, welcome to Obed Farm. Today we wanted to talk about pen fattening. I was asked that can I please do something about pen fattening and give an update of what it is to do pen fattening of cattle. Pen fattening has become, or we can also call it feedlot, has become quite the most done project here in Zimbabwe. People are doing it. Others are reaping really good rewards from it. And how are they reaping all those good benefits from it? They're reaping good benefits from it because they're actually doing it correctly. And this comes a long way from a lot of things that make you do pen fattening and how to do it correctly. Pen fattening means that we are making sure that we are confining our animals into one space. We are making sure that we looking for the right sized animals. We're trying to make sure that we have got the right conducive area for them to feed. So what are we looking at? We are looking for the right breeds of animals. Not all cattle will do well in pen fattening. Our program will normally last 3 months. Let's say between 90 days is the maximum number of days that we are looking at feeding our cattle. We are looking at feeding our cattle with a mixture of corn, hay, and water, making sure that they have enough of that thing available to them at all times. So, what are we going to be doing in this process? This process means we need to select the kind of cattle that we want. First, let's not lie to each other. Let's start with the beginning. And the beginning is we need to construct a pen which is able to hold these animals correctly. What do I mean by this? I'm not saying that we need to go construct one out of steel and metal. Yes, if you have the money, please go ahead and do the steel, the metal one. But for a person who's doing it for the first time, we are going to be using most likely barbed wire, and we are going to be using poles, wood poles, that kind of structure, because that is the amount of money. We cannot put a lot of money into building the structure and we do not regain our money back very fast, because we are looking at regaining our money back very fast. So what are we doing? We are first constructing our pen. Our pen needs to be able to hold the number of cows that we want to hold inside them. Next thing is looking for the correct breeds of animals. At this point in time, I am saying that looking for the correct breeds, but there is no real correct breed in pen fattening. Why I say there is no correct breed? Because all animals can be fattened, but this is where the kicker is. The conversion rate of a cow that is 8 years old and the conversion cow of a cow that is 2 years old is very different. It means that automatically the one that is 2 years old will quickly gain weight than the one that is 8 years old. So when we are going to select these cows, we must understand the size and the age of these cows, because that age is very, very important. Within that age is what will give us the best benefits. The younger the cow is, the quicker it will be able to convert what you are feeding it into meat. Then when you're looking for a cow that is very old, it will take way much longer to convert, probably twice as long as the one that is very young. So we are now looking at age. I believe that from a feedlot, it depends. A cow should go in there from at least a year on. 1 year plus, at least up to 3 years. After 3 years, you are now going to find that those cows will take a bit longer to convert their feed into proper food, and into meat. So the younger the cow is, the better it is for conversion of feedlot. You only have at least 90 days to convert, because the amount of feed that you are putting into this cow, you are looking at making sure that you convert. Let's say we're taking a cow from about 120 kgs to at least 240 kgs in that short space of time. This means that your feed intensity needs to be well balanced. You need to make sure that you have got the correct ingredients for your feed mix, the one which you also have enough hay for these animals, and you need to be able to make sure that you get these things at a very reasonable, cheap price, so that you can be able to gain more money from after you have converted it. This is whereby, after you have done all these processes of making sure that you do, always make sure that there is always an abundance of water for them, because with the amount of corn they'll be eating, they need to consume a lot of water. A lot of hay that they'll be eating, they need to consume a lot of water. The cows do not need to, the minute you do this feedlot system, you need to make sure that they are always they're in a confined place and in a place which is safe. You make sure that you have done your deworming before you start the feed. You have purchased your cows. You make sure that you deworm them. You make sure that you put all the you vaccinate them, all the vaccinations that you need to do, because you are getting them from different farms, so you do not know what they are carrying from those farms. You really need to be very eyes on to making sure that these cows are given the right feed, given the right things that given all the things that are correct. Once we have done that, we have gone through this process, make sure that you have worked in your transport costs, because there is going to be transport costs, veterinary costs, and police clearance costs to get your cattle to an abattoir. This is the paperwork that you will need as you have when you have purchased these cows or this cattle that you have purchased. So to me, I have said you can purchase any type of cattle, but the age is very important. But the ones which I say are the best is Beefmaster, Brahmans, Bosmara. These are the three kinds of cows that I believe are very good converters of feed into into meat. So those three, I would highly recommend them as for feedlot, those people who are doing feedlot. Then you obviously have your traditional ones. You will probably strike it very lucky if you actually get one that has never worked the fields before. Those ones will actually grow very fast, and they will actually have very tender meat. So these are the advantage. These are the things about a feedlot, or feeding cows, putting cows to the feed. So why are we doing all these things, and why do we really need to do all these things? You are trying to make sure that you go to market with the best carcass, because when you get to market, it is going to be graded all the way from J all the way to Super. These are the grades that are there. There's some other grades in between. There's the J, there's the economy. After economy, then there is commercial, then there's Super. There is a list of how they grade this meat, and your cow needs to fall within that grade of that meat. Once it has been slaughtered, they will give you the carcass weight, and that carcass weight will then determine your price, and it will then, after it has been graded by the graders who will come through normally at the abattoirs, they will grade it, and then they will give it as, then you know that your carcass versus whatever is now your cost. That is how much you're going to gain from your selling of your cow, minus the expenses of the slaughtering and transportation and the other purchasing of that cattle where you'd have bought it from. These are the things that make up a feedlot. But the greatest thing I want to say is, before you do feedlot, please make sure that you understand where you're going to get your cattle from, how much you're going to pay for your cattle, How long is it going to take for you to feed this cattle? How much are you going to be able to recuperate from all these things after all your expenses? Then that is how feedlots becomes very profitable. The only way I sometimes believe that feedlots are very profitable is if I am starting a feedlot, I am looking at least 50 cattle. Why am I looking at 50 cattle? It's not because I'm going to say 50, put them all 50 in the feedlot at once, and then all 50 of them I'm going to sell them all at once. No, it means that when I get my 50 cattle that I would have taken for the feedlot, the first batch of 10 is probably the ones that I'll sell first, because I'll be looking at their size, how are they growing. These ones look much better. And you also need to make sure that you're constantly weighing them. Every month or every 2 weeks you're weighing them to see are they achieving what you want to do, as in the weights and all that. After that, you then be able to then say to yourself, okay, I'm on the right track. But 50 is the best number, I would say, for a person who wants to start feedlot system, fattening or cow fattening. Because fattening one cow is a waste of time. Because if you fatten one cow, after you fatten it, then what? It has got to the weight, you have put in the extra money, you have put in all the extra things, but you're not going to get anything out of it, really. So 50 is what I would say is the minimum number to start off with. You buy your, probably, even if we're saying that we're going to start off with 25, at the least 25, because you're needing to be batching them up of in sets of 10. First 10 goes out, you sell it, you come back, that money you're now putting it into the next, to buying the next batch of cows that you'd have purchased. Whilst that is the only way you will feel that the money that you're doing from feedlot is actually working for you, than from you just trying to say that I am going to fatten 5 or 10. It will not work. You will actually feel more depressed by, once you have got that money and you look at it and you're going to say this is just so little amount of money, and you're not going to be going anywhere. Well, I hope I've helped those people who want to do feedlot. If you want me to explain more about it, please tell me the areas that you think I should look into that feedlot and that you want to know about, and I will explain it to you the best way I know. Thank you very much for liking. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please keep on subscribing to the channel and giving your comments. Thank you and have a good day.